Aloha! Unless you're willing to risk 1 year bad luck, I would drop a like on this video right now. Oh, and also, I'll steal your cookies. Make sure to subscribe and become a part of the family today, and make sure to smash that notification bell to never miss a future upload. Huge shout out to those of you rocking code Pineapplez YT in the item shop. Make sure to tweet me proof to be featured in my next video. Also, check me out over on caffeine.tv, that's my live stream, via the link below to win free skins. I'll be live tomorrow at 5 p.m. EST, and I hope to see you there. My friends, there is a massive war brewing, and there are multiple sides to choose from. You must declare your allegiance now or forever not be a part of it. So the three different sides are Defaulty Gang, Peely Gang, and Fishy Gang. Now there are a couple of different little random movements like the Robot Rebellion and the Astro Army, but all in all those are the three main ones. Now I am definitely a part of the Defaulty Gang. Over on my stream we've been having some wars lately and some debates about which side is best, so definitely let me know who you're taking in the comments section down below. So yesterday the water level lowered, and we've always sort of thought that the water level would lower again on July 21st, but courtesy of Fire Monkey on Twitter, it doesn't look like that's the case. It looks like the water level will lower once again on the 18th of July instead at 3 a.m. Eastern Time. This will be the fourth water level out of a total of 8 different ones, and the cards will be coming out on July 21st, 3 days after the water level lowers on the 18th, and that is just in 6 days when the water level will lower again. Just for reference, here is the map as it stands right now, and here's what the map will look like once the water level goes down on July 18th. Check out this Reddit post I saw, and it says maybe the shark who killed Midas got his golden touch power. And the reason this has been said is because if you go and look at Risky Reels, which again was just fully uncovered yesterday when the water level went down, there are a number of different cars and trucks in this area that are completely gold. If you'll remember when the season started, during the cutscene it showed Midas out on a raft at sea, and then a shark pursued him, and we're not exactly sure what happened to Midas exactly. There are a lot of theories that Midas could have been eaten by the shark, Midas could have died, or maybe the shark absorbed his power. Nobody really knows for sure, but I've done some research and it does not look like these golden trucks were at Risky Reels prior to this season or the last time we were able to actually fully access Risky Reels. So with that in mind, I would almost certainly say this is in some way related to Midas, and I would say one of the two is likely possible. Either one, it's exactly like the theory from Reddit I just showed you. The shark killed Midas and then absorbed his golden power. The shark obviously is swimming through water, and for a long time this season Risky Reels has been underwater, and of course being underwater, sharks are swimming there. Maybe the shark went and bit on those trucks and the truck turned gold because of course it had absorbed Midas's power. Or option 2, at least in my mind, is Midas survived. Midas actually lived from being attacked by the shark, and of course we know if that were to happen, then Midas obviously would have had to have been dragged through the water by the shark at least for some period of time. Maybe he got drugged through Risky Reels and accidentally touched these trucks, or maybe he did this recently after the water level went down. Who knows, but I would say this is a very intriguing development, and I would say one way or another this is definitely related to Midas. Remember, Midas has 2 notable tattoos. One of his tattoos, of course, is a skull, and that makes sense considering it's highly rumored that the Oro skin is the second coming of Midas and possibly could play a role in this season's storyline. Also, the other tattoo is that of a shark, legitimately a shark, the same kind of animal that attacked him and the same kind of animal that is being discussed in the theory we're talking about at this very moment. So with all that in mind, I want to ask you guys a simple question. Do you think Midas is alive? Do you think Midas somehow survived the attack that we saw in the cinematic trailer to start this season? I would probably lean towards he is alive, and let me tell you why. Number one, the trailer did not actually show Midas dying. I personally feel like, in a way, if Epic wanted to make it very clear to us that Midas was indeed dead, they would have probably showed him being actually eaten by the shark. For all we know, the shark could have just grazed one of his arms or missed completely. This is also one of the major things Epic is known for. They love to keep everything very vague and have a sense of ambiguity about almost everything storyline related. It's almost like they try to let the viewer or let the player sort of decide for themselves what happened. But at the same time, if Midas actually did die, you'd think that's something they would want to show you and clarify. Another reason why I would say Midas is probably alive is the fact that sharks typically don't like to eat people. If you Google it, it says the bad news, according to shark scientists and contrary to popular opinion, is that great whites and other sharks are sharp-sighted and curious animals, prone to taking taste tests of unfamiliar objects that catch their eye. The good news, however, is they generally don't like to eat people. Now, I know Fortnite is a video game and the laws of nature and the laws of the real world don't necessarily apply, but if you take that information and sort of compare it with what happened in the trailer, it starts to make a little bit of sense. Maybe the shark seeing Midas was just curious because they're curious creatures, and the shark, being a curious creature, went after Midas because, of course, he was curious. Maybe after getting a small taste of what Midas actually tasted like, the shark decided, you know what, this is just like other humans, I don't like the taste of them, I'm gonna let him go. Another interesting statistic is the fact that in the United States, a person's chance of getting attacked by a shark is 1 in 11.5 million. And a person's chance of getting killed by a shark is less than 1 in 264.1 million. Basically, what that means is sharks generally do not harm humans, and even when they do, you have only about a 4% chance of actually dying. So all I'm saying is shark attacks themselves, just attacks, are quite rare, and it's even more rare for the shark to even finish the job for the reasons I just listed, mostly including sharks generally don't like the taste of human flesh. So yes, in my humble opinion, I do believe that Midas survived the shark attack, mostly just based on the logic I just gave you. Now again, I know that Fortnite is a game and Fortnite has not always followed the laws of the real world, like I said before, but it's always fun to think about stuff like this, considering Fortnite really makes you dig into stuff like this to try and figure stuff out. Now, just because Midas actually survived or may have survived a shark attack doesn't mean that he came out of it unscathed. He could easily be very injured, he could be very weak, and he could look a little something like this. This is a piece of artwork I found on Reddit, and it says credit to Blizzy, whoever Blizzy is, so huge shout out to him for making this. Also, this is more of just my thoughts right now, but it doesn't really make a lot of sense for Midas, who was the mastermind behind creating the device that almost pushed back the storm, and the same person that ran the agency, and the same person who was a tier 100 skin in the battle pass to go through as much as he did, and then just kind of get eaten by a shark. That definitely seems very anticlimactic to me. I guess only time will tell if Midas surfaces back up in the game in the form of a loading screen, or maybe comes back to maybe finish what he started with the device. Maybe he comes back and takes back over the authority and makes another device. The possibilities are truly, truly endless. I have a huge hunch that Midas is actually still alive. Of course, you can have a different opinion. Just because I think that's true doesn't mean I'm right. I've definitely been wrong before, but I would love to hear what you guys think about this, because the more I dive into it, the more it really intrigues me. That's typically the way this goes every time I sit down to record a video on the storyline. I typically start to get more and more interested as the video goes on and we uncover more facts. But thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch my video. Make sure to subscribe and drop a like if you like what you saw and you want to see more. And to make sure you never miss any future content, tap that notification bell. YouTube tells me that about 65 to 70% of you watching are actually not subscribed. What are you doing? It's okay, I forgive you, but go ahead and subscribe now. Have a great day, guys. I hope to see you on my caffeine stream tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern. You can find the link below, and I'll catch you in my next one.